Some longtime viewers of this channel, talking back in 2008, may remember this microwave. I had purchased it off eBay for only about $24.99, I think. I still have the eBay listing, which I'll insert here. And here is the eBay auction from December 24th, 2008. I got it for $24.95, but had a flat rate shipping of $75. Well, I'm not going to scroll up because it has some personal info on here, but here is the rest of it, just to show you and what the auction actually said. And that's what it looked like on the eBay auction before the glass panel got broken shipment. So yeah, apparently it only has 10 years of use on it, which is nothing. So anyways, this is an Amana Radarange model RR-10. That's one thing I'm a little confused on, is the model number on this one. The nameplate in the rear says RR-10, which is from 1977. Okay, this microwave was manufactured December 1978, and there's also an RR-10A. Well, this one has the touch panel of an RR-10A with the orange background around everything. But the cabinet is just the standard brown. It is possible this control panel may have been replaced. So what happened here? I got this microwave, and the one thing that's cool about these microwaves, and I'll get into a little history later, but these have glass touch panels that are capacitance touch. You know, you don't even have to press them, you just tap them. Well, shipping damage include this entire panel was cracked. And when it cracked, apparently it messed up the functionality of it. Only the numbers 1 and 6 would work. Okay? So, this is 2008, and there was this website called EldoroCountry.com. And it had the Amana Radarange page on there. And that's when I messaged the guy on there. And this is where it gets very interesting, because everything came around full circle pretty much. He was able to get me a replacement panel for this. I paid for it. When I got it, it was electrically different. So it would not work with this microwave. It was the same physical layout in the front. Everything was identical, but it had the wrong electrical contacts in the rear. Well, shortly thereafter, I found this house I'm living in now, and this microwave kind of got shelved. It got shelved for the last 17 years, 2008 until 2025. But there's a little history going on with it. It went down to Georgia, as I gave this to Harley Badger in 2012. And needless to say, he ended up coming up here with me, and it brought the microwave back. So now we have it, and unfortunately it sat from 2012 until 2025, which is now. And I'm like, why don't we just pull this microwave out and see what it needs to get fixed? Okay? Well, needless to say, and I didn't know this at the time, so I haven't looked it up in a long time, Eldorado Country became RadarRange.com. Now, I didn't know this at the time. I walked in on Harley looking at the website, and I saw the same Amana display case. I'm like, wait a minute, that's the same guy. Anyways, it turns out he does still service these. So we emailed him, but we weren't sure he was taking any new ones in, So we emailed him. He got back to us the same night, and let's just say we pulled the control panel. We shipped the whole control panel to him. He put the proper glass panel in. He got back the original glass panel he sent me in 2008. And back came the microwave fully functional. And you'll see that later in the video when I first powered it up. So shout out to Corey Heisterkamp for fixing this and helping us out. And again, the website now is RR-10.com. And I suggest you go there because it has a very good history on these microwaves, including all the models up until 1985. So the actual first was the Amana Radarange RR-1. Raytheon bought out Amana. That's also why in the 90s you can get Amana washing machines that were basically Speed Queen clones, because Speed Queen's also owned by Raytheon. So there you go. Anyways, this is the RR-10. I'm assuming, because it has both the characteristics of the 10 and the 10A. But anyways, we got to get on with this video. So after sitting all these years, it's finally functional. It's finally together. So as you saw, the original seller said it probably has 10 years of use, and it came with everything. So including the glass tray inside. The only unfortunate thing is this decorative piece here is missing. The glue let go. The original instruction manual, the warranty card, and the original temperature probe in its original bag. As well as I think this was on the power cord. This might be original too. So some interesting features about it. Given the early days of microwaves, these were more modeled after an actual oven. So that's why the door folds down just like an oven. But also how the lighting works on it. It has a separate button for light. That's because when the microwave is in operation, it does not turn the light on. The light only comes on when you open the door. So it's very much like a standard conventional oven. So the only extra thing I had to do to it, and I did this way back in 2008, I replaced the 3 capacitors in the control board. One of which was bad at the time, the other 2 were marginal. Okay. Try to push the light. This microwave, again, has sat for close to 17 years. Nothing wrong, it just got a little dusty. We're going to clean it. Everything's still there, including the manual. And some things I didn't do when I first got it. I'm going to take this cover out, this splash shield out, and clean the stir fan and clean everything. And has the original glass tray. This is stainless steel. Look at the transformer. But these microwaves are way, way overbuilt. They're like the Zenith TVs during that time frame. They're tanks. And a lot of interlocks. Solenoid here that locks it when the microwave starts. So what we're going to do now, we're going to reassemble this front panel, plug it in, and hope everything works. If not, we'll try to fix it. And once we get everything working, then I'm going to do a cleanup and final demonstration. So this thing overall weighs about 85 pounds. Takes 2 people to move it comfortably. I mean, I moved it myself, but this front piece right here is heavy because it's a solid chunk of metal that's chromed. So it's real metal and glass. And that's a tank. Here's the control board. Completely serviceable. I changed that cap back in 2008 because it indeed was bad. But this definitely was meant to be serviced. And another overbuiltness of this thing, these are mechanical switches to start and stop. Momentary. And now it's back together again. And I did a very, very quick cleanup of some Zepp foaming glass cleaner since it's actual real chrome and glass. Made it for an easy clean. Now this was just a quick cleanup. This is the original glass tray that's supposed to be in here. I took the cover off. You can see the stir fan still stirring. Microwaves don't need carousel turntables in them. This stir fan accomplishes the same thing. You know, this microwave smells thoroughly vintage, and I love it. Now that I got this down to clean it, I'm gonna clean up there and get it all shiny. Another thing is the stir fan is actually driven by air, as in from the fan. When the fan blows air in through here and it gets sucked out through here and then blown out through there. So that's why, that's all it is. There's no motor on this one. And now here's the cover after being thoroughly cleaned. Spotless, but it still smells vintage. And there it is, reinstalled, just 4 screws up front and little clips in the back it rests on. That's it. And one more fact about Amana Radaranges. The magnetron works a little differently. Instead of like modern ones where if it cycles on your power level, it's cycling everything, the heater and the cathode. And that's not necessarily good on the cathode. It's called cathode stripping when it's cold, and you apply high voltage to it right away. This keeps the filament on the whole time. It preheats it and then leaves the filament on the whole time, including when it's cycling. So it doesn't go every time it switches off and on. It just makes a silent Now you'll see that later in the video. But again, filament was on all the time, and it just cycled the high voltage off and on. And one more thing, what's the wattage on this thing? Well, it's only 750 watts. And you're like, oh, that's not enough. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm using the same cook times as a modern 1000 watt microwave. I'm using the same cook times as a modern 950 to 1000 watt microwave, and it still comes out the same. The only difference is this does a much better job. I mean, example, and you'll see it later in the video, we're going to do actual cooking with it. Bacon. This thing makes bacon so much better than a modern one, than the modern microwave over there. It's much more even and crispy, and it's nice. And what can I say? Even last night, we used the defrost cycle for the first time. Did much better than the modern microwave. And you say, well, you know, it's the modern made in China one. Well, yeah, that GE Sam shit one didn't do any better. In fact, the sham shit one was actually worse. Well, I'm not a big fan of Samsung, sorry. Anyways, again, it just proves that it's a superior design. And it also leads me to wonder, is it like modern audio equipment where, like I keep mentioning with the vintage boom boxes and all, where it's only a few watts or 5 watts per channel, but it's so loud and full of bass, but you get this modern stuff boasting 30 watts per channel and it sounds like garbage and tinny. I have to be marketed. I think it's marketing. It has to be marketing. I don't have anything on paper or a way to test that, but this is living proof. I mean, if it's 750 watts and it's performing the same as a 1000 watt modern microwave, what does that tell you? All right, let's get on with the video now. So, sorry. I guess we can come over here. I can show you one thing about setting the clock. Now, one of the quirks of it is I just unplugged it and we plugged it back in. You're going to notice the clock is blank, but after a minute, it starts counting up in minutes. There. And I'll just keep doing that. I haven't left it on long enough to see if it goes, when it goes past an hour, I'm assuming it just starts setting it at 1 o'clock and so forth. But anyways, that's the default state. This microwave works a little different than modern microwaves in that you enter the time or whatever you're doing first, cook level, etc. Then you hit the function you desire. So let's just say I set the clock. It's 7:17, hit clock. The light is on the clock, okay? But it's not started yet. You can synchronize the clock. So it's waiting, you hit clock again, then it starts counting, the second start. So I've been able to synchronize it precisely. Here's another example, the timer. Let's do an 8-second timer. So hit 8 and timer, and there you go. And unlike a modern microwave, you can set the timer while the unit is cooking. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to heat up some water, just because. I can do 1 minute. And I can immediately just go and hit start, and it'll automatically go to cook, as you'll see here. But as you see, there's no light on. I can turn the light on, however. There we go. And I'm going to leave the light on for the remainder of this video. The vent, as I mentioned before, it blows out the front here. And it still smells thoroughly vintage. It smells like vintage and bacon, because that's what it made last in it. Hitting stop, you see it's blinking right there? That's because everything's still in memory. It's more of a pause. Also, because of how overbuilt this is, I'll press start again. You can't open the door. As I showed you, the solenoid right here keeps it latched shut. And there's multiple interlocks on this too. So it's actually safer than a modern microwave. So that was 1 minute of cook time on the water. So back to how everything works with its cycling. Watch this. I'll do another minute in a cook time, but then I'm going to put it on power level 5, let's say. So next I'll hit 5, then hit Cookmatic level. All right. And I'll hit start. You might be able to see it. I don't know if you'll hear it. But look at the frequency of it, the magnetron cycling off and on. You can very faintly hear a hum when the high voltage kicks in. But notice how frequent it is compared to a modern microwave. And that does a much, much better job. I use a lot of I reheat a lot of stuff on the 7 or 8 setting on a modern microwave. It's like ba-ga, ba-ga. This is like Now to make it even more interesting, the cooking program. You can create multiple cooking programs, like you put something in there and you can have it perform it all. Let's just say I'll only do this for maybe 30 seconds. So 30 seconds, defrost on, we hit cooking program. Now we're on cooking program 2. And then for 1 minute, cook time on 2. Okay, and then for now 45 seconds, we will cook, and we'll cook it on a cook level of 7, and hit that. And I can add a 4th program if I so desire. But for now, we're just going to flat out start the microwave. See, it starts off on 30 seconds on defrost. Now we're on cook time, full power for 1 minute. As you can see, the sequential numbers are going down. And yes, I'm looking at the chrome really is that shiny. It's a chrome-laden beast. We're on the last cooking program now. So I set it for cook at 70% power. I'm not even using the flash or anything. It's just the brightness of the kitchen. Microwave is done. One other function that's probably you're never going to see on a modern microwave, it's a start timer. This was built around the fact of making entire meals in a microwave. And you could do just that. You can have it start at a select time of day to start defrosting whatever's in there, then start cooking it, and then have it hold the temperature with the temperature probe. Or you can even cook at the temperature you select. So let's do this. We'll start at 7:30 start time, and we'll start at 1 minute defrost, and then maybe hit cooking program, and then number 2 we'll do this to keep things short, 30-minute cook on 2, and hit start. And when you hit start, that goes blank. The door is locked because the solenoid engaged. So there, it started at 7:30. You're doing your defrost cycle. Now we're on the main cooking. So you would just carefully program everything in and let the microwave do the rest. All right. Now here's something I have not tried yet, the temperature probe. It is just a standard 1/8 inch tip and sleeve configuration. Plug in. We're going to put this in the cup. Best to the center that I could get it. You know, it's going to be hard, but this will be a quick demonstration. Now, how do we use it? We're going to use temp control and hold. So what you want to do, let's just say we make it for 190 degrees. The way this works, 1 through 9, it starts at 110, 120, this is in Fahrenheit, mind you, 130, all the way to 190 degrees Fahrenheit. So I want to set it for 190 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're going to hit 9, we're going to hit temp control and hold. So what that will do is it'll heat it to 190 degrees and then hold it at 190 degrees. So we do that and we're going to hit start. The number on the left is 160 degrees for the water, and number on the right is the setting I have it for. So we're already at 170 degrees. This is cool. It's the first time I'm using the probe and everything works beautifully. $180. You can see the steam coming off of everything. And there, we reached 190. And now the microwave should cycle itself to maintain that temperature of 190. See, it went off. Now it's going to go back on. And there we go. And it'll just keep doing that to maintain 190 degree temperature. And otherwise, if I just let it full run, it'll just start to boil the water. Simple as that. So this is cool. It's the first time using temp control. And yes, it can be used in conjunction with the start time and the cooking program. So yeah, it's already been a couple minutes and it's already still maintaining 190 degree temperature. I've never made... We need to try making something elaborate in this microwave. It would be cool. Maybe I do a special video for that. I really love how shiny that interior is now. It really cleaned up nice. This new rack is going to have all the vintage stuff on it. Avocado green's my favorite color. Terracotta orange is second, and it goes perfectly with avocado green, as evidence in the Brady Bunch kitchen. Third favorite, I guess, would be Harvest Gold. Honestly, my least favorite's Copper Tone. I'm not too big on Copper Tone, sorry. But yeah. It's actually been running like this for about 10 minutes now. Still holding 190. And while it's cooking, I can enter, let's do a timer for 45 seconds. And I'll do a timer while it's maintaining that program. And the microwave's still going. Alright, so that'll be all for now for these functions here. So later, to finish off this video, we will actually cook actual food in this thing. Alright, we are done. So we'll go ahead and close that. And off we go. I'll just read this quick blurb from the owner's manual. Dear Radar Range owner, welcome to the world of microwave cooking. We're sure you'll be pleased with your new Amana RR-10 Touchmatic 2 Radar Range oven. You'll find it to be one of the best time and energy saving appliances you'll ever own. Yep, that's for sure. And cooking schools for microwaves. That's because microwaves are a brand new thing at the time. A mini cooking school to be completed at your convenience in the privacy of your own home. This information is on the back of the oven, but there's the serial model. It is manufactured December 1978. It was installed on March 31st, 1979. Obviously, they bought it from a dealer, and they apparently tested it and inspected it by Frank's at March 26, 1979. So anyways, this is the manual. We're not going to go through it because there's way too many pages, but this is what I was referencing to use the cooking probe and setting the temperature, holding the temperature, etc. And all the programming functions, which I kind of already went through. There's probably more functions in here. There's probably more ways we could do things, but that'll take up an entire video. Now, thing is that I am missing is the RR-10 cookbook. I got the exact one this microwave belongs with, and it should be here in another day or two, which will be included at the end of this video just to show you. It also has these cool little cartoons in here. And how to maintain your unit. I believe it still has the original light bulb. Here's the back of the manual. A Raytheon company. And the full warranty card. 1 year warranty, full 5-year warranty on magnetron, transformer, and stainless steel cavity, plus an additional limited 2nd year warranty on all electrical parts. Well, here we are. It's coming up on almost 50 years later, in a few more years, so still going strong. It's the right amount, balance between crispy and that. That way I like it anyways. The modern microwave either underdoes it or burns it, one of the two. And right now here's another practical application of the cooking program. I am defrosting frozen spaghetti in that container, single serving. And after this cycle is done, it should go over to program 2 and start cooking on a power level of 7 to reheat it. Alright, coming down to the last 15 seconds of this. It's real interesting to see how this handles the duty cycle of it. I mean, there's those Panasonic inverter microwaves that actually vary the power level that way, but this, it's because it's so different. I mean, it doesn't shut off the heater on the cathode, so it's able to go on, off, just like that with no delay. And it does a much better job. On the defrost cycle, if it was on the modern microwave, because even the old one did it, it would run for like a few seconds and be off, and then be on like a few, I don't know, 10, 20 seconds later. And every time I go here, while the magnetron has to warm up again while it's putting full power to it. That's not good for it. That's why these microwaves run forever. It's done.
I would like to extend a special thank you for the support of our star patrons, Lexmarks567, Marlow Bear 72, and Matthew Best.
This is a microwave leakage detector.
The needle is pegged on the green. It's not leaking.
Yeah.
All the way around. Oh, better hurry because it's got 4 seconds.
So no leakage whatsoever.
No.
Take that, Walmart supporters.